Hi guys, I'm back with my 6-week follow-up. Okay, so I had my surgery on January 4th of this year, 2017, and my surgeon was Dr. Albert Chin, and I had it at Banner Gateway Medical Center. I had a 6-month supervised weight loss, and it started in May. So in May, my weight was 286.8. And then after 6 months and my liquid diet on the day of surgery, I was 251.8. So today, I am 232.4. So that means that since the start of this whole process in May, I have lost 54.4 pounds. And since surgery 6 weeks ago, I have lost 19.4 pounds. And then just since last week, I have lost 2.6 pounds. So I'm very happy with those numbers. My weight is steadily going down. There's nothing more that I can ask for. Now, yesterday, I had my 6-week follow-up appointment with my surgeon. Now, actually, it was supposed to be my 4-week follow-up appointment, but just because of scheduling, they couldn't get me in until 6 weeks. And I was really happy that I actually did get to talk to my surgeon this time because I didn't get to talk to him for my 2-week appointment. So I had a bunch of questions for him. The thing is that most of my questions centered around the fact that for the past week and a half or so, I just have not been feeling well. I feel a little strange saying this because I feel so much better today. But for about the past week and a half, I had really been struggling. I've all of a sudden have started having a lot of difficulty with drinking. Small sips would bother me, even just taking one sip, I would start feeling dizzy and lightheaded and just not very good at all. And because I was still constantly trying to force the fluid in because I didn't want to get dehydrated and I was really just hung up on getting my 64 ounces in a day, I was still forcing myself to keep drinking even though it made me feel terrible. And so every day I had just been feeling really awful. And it's so odd. I wasn't feeling that way after I would eat. So it's like I'd eat and I'm like, is this what's making me feel bad? But I realized that it was the drinking. And so as a matter of fact, when I would go run errands or something, if I was out for a long time and didn't drink anything, then that's when I would feel the best, when I wasn't drinking anything at all. And so I just thought that was very odd because I hadn't heard of anyone go from not having problems with drinking, which I have never really had any issues with it, and then all of a sudden to develop issues. So I talked to my surgeon about that. He did think that it was a little strange, but he said that from what I'm saying, that it's possible that I could be having some type of spasm when I drink, which is why, the dizziness and the lightheadedness. He said, there's a whole bunch of tests and things that he can do, but he would prefer to hold off for now. Just, he was asking me, is there anything that feels better than another thing? And I was like, well, when I drink warm liquids, that's a little bit easier. And I've actually already stopped drinking refrigerator water because even though I prefer the taste of cold liquids, that has really been bothering my sleeve. So room temperature water or warm water is better, but it's still not the way that it was before. So that's something that I just think is very odd considering that I'm 6 weeks out and I'm only now starting to have problems with drinking. It's also filling me up a lot more than it used to. I have to wait. Now, I've also started soft foods. It's been 2 weeks now, and since starting soft foods, I do have to wait a little bit longer after eating in order to drink. So I was waiting like 30 minutes, and I could wait like exactly 30 minutes and then start drinking, and I was fine. Now I have to wait 45 minutes to an hour before I can start drinking. And then after I only drink like a few sips, I'm already full. And I mean, this is even, so it's like, I'm thinking, well, am I eating too much soft foods? But it's the same even first thing in the morning. I wake up first thing in the morning and I take my acid reducer, the omeprazole, because it has to be taken on an empty stomach. And even just drinking those first sips of water, my sleeve does not like it, and I immediately start feeling woozy, and I immediately start feeling full after only a few sips of water, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. So it's very odd, but today I actually feel better. I don't know why, but hopefully all of that is past. So, I want to keep everyone up to date on things that are going on, and so that's just something that's a little unusual that's going on with me. Really good news at talking to my surgeon. He released me to swallow tablets and capsules. I am so happy about that because originally he had said 3 months. So, I'm very happy that, yay, I can stop, opening up my capsules because one of them, the medication for my gallbladder, is really bitter. And so it was so annoying taking that. Also, as soon as I run out of the vitamins that I have, I'm going to start taking vitamins. Swallowing regular vitamins instead of the chewables that I have. And I'm still wearing the patch, but I only purchased a 2-month supply of the patches. And so as soon as that is up, I am going to switch over to regular vitamins. The other thing is that I wondered if maybe my electrolytes were low or my vitamins or whatever. I mean, the doctor didn't seem concerned about that. Every day I mostly drink water all day. That's what I drink. I don't like the taste of the G2 or the Powerade Zero or even that Bai that people like, BAI, vitamin water. All of those things, I hate them. I really do. But I had some in the refrigerator, and so I started drinking just a little bit of that diluted with water. I started that a few days ago, and I don't know, maybe it's possible that that's helping. And then I've also purchased some bananas, and I have been trying to have half of a banana most days because I am allowed to have fruit. So, I don't know. That's the problem. It's like when you change a whole bunch of things at one time, you don't know which one of those things is the thing that helped. Whatever. Okay. All I know is that for right now, today, I'm feeling better than I have felt in these past week and a half. So I hope that it continues on. Let's see. I have a list of what I wanted to talk about. The other thing that I wanted to mention really fast, so in my previous video I had talked about dry skin and all the products that I was using. Well, it turned out that I had left one important step out. I left it out because I wasn't doing it, and Sleeved After 60 reminded me of the importance of exfoliation, which I know it's important for your face. I do exfoliate my face, but I had completely forgot about exfoliating my body, and so now I have started doing that. I'm not going to show you any products yet. I'm just using some of the old bath salts and things that I already have. I'm going through each one of them because, of course, I have 6 or 7 of them. Whenever my friends buy me anything for Christmas or birthday, they always buy me bath products, so that's why I have so many. So far, I haven't found one that I love yet, so I'm not going to make any recommendations. However, since using those, I have noticed a really, really big difference in my skin. So now I've just added in the exfoliation, and then I'm still using the oils. My skin it's really improving greatly. So thank you for that, Sleeved After 60. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, some other good news so far. I was a little bit worried about my hospital bill. If you've ever had surgery done before, or if you've had things done in the hospital, sometimes even if your insurance company has said or promised you a certain amount that you're going to have to pay, you never really know. And when it comes to surgery, sometimes they sneak in people who are not covered by your plan and you don't know that they're not covered. And so there's always a possibility of some surprise bills and things. That happened to me when I had my hysterectomy 10 years ago, that there was someone in the surgery that it was a surprise. Well, whatever. The surprise was that they weren't covered. And so I had to appeal that, and it was like over $2,000. And eventually it was covered, but it might not have been because, technically if they're out of network. So I was really worried. And so as the bills have come through, I've been paying attention. And so my hospital bill was $42,000, which seems way higher than what I've heard other people say for a sleeve. And I was only in the hospital for one night. I mean, that seems really expensive. And then all the miscellaneous doctors. Like, I was charged by 5 different doctors I have bills for. So one of them is my surgeon, Dr. Chin. And then there's 4 other doctors or whoever people that I've been charged for. Those charges equal $8,000 on top of the $42,000 hospital bill. And, I still don't know for sure that I'm not going to get any more bills. But the good news is that so far, everything has been covered the way that it's supposed to be. And then also, my co-payment is working out the way that it was supposed to. If you watched me before surgery, I had really was hoping that my surgery was going to be in December, because then I would have only had to pay like $500 to $800 out of my pocket. But because it was in January, everything starts all over again. Now, luckily, my plan has a max out of pocket for the year, because that saved me. My copay is 20%. So ordinarily, I would have had to pay, $10,000? But since I do have a maximum out of pocket of $3,500, as long as they're covered, that is what I have been billed for so far. So it has cost me $3,500 so far, and that should be it. I should be covered for actually everything for the rest of the year. We'll see if that's true. But, make sure if you're in the pre-surgery stage that you do understand what your possible payments are going to be, what you're going to be liable for. It's very important to try to make sure that you know all those things beforehand. I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, so then lastly, I wanted to talk a little bit about my food and what I have been eating. I will be posting another recipe video sometime within the next few days, because I'm going to be cooking tonight. I'm going to be making some salmon patties. If you follow me on Instagram, I post a lot of my meals there. Excuse me. So my Instagram name is the same, Hello VSG 2016, because I thought my surgery was going to be in 2016. So follow me on Instagram if you want to see what I am eating. But I also just quickly jotted down what things I have been eating this past week on my soft diet. I usually eat the same thing for 2 or 3 days in a row. And I'm going to be mentioning a lot of things because this is, some of these I might have eaten for breakfast and then lunch and then dinner. So I've still been eating Greek yogurt, meatballs stuffed with goat cheese. That's something that I'm eating currently right now. Snow crab I had for 2 days with some green beans. I tried chicken breast strips with some honey mustard dip. Tuna, I've had that. I had protein hot chocolate, which I'm still doing a lot of days. Also protein coffee I have been doing sometimes for breakfast. I've had turkey breast meat, and then rolled up with some goat cheese and Laughing Cow cheese because I really love goat cheese. And then also my beef and peas. When I was on my puree diet, I had cooked some ground beef with peas and onions, and I had pureed up some of it, and then the rest of it I had put in the freezer. So I took that out of the freezer, and luckily I don't have to puree it up anymore. But I wanted it to be moist, and so I mixed it with my. I had some cream of cauliflower and potato soup. So I still have a bunch of soups left that I had purchased for my liquid diet. And so I'm trying to think of creative ways to use them. And that's what I did. I mixed up the beef and the peas and the onions with that soup. And it was really, really good. And it went down easily on my soft diet. So I am getting in my 64 ounces a day. I was getting in a lot more than that. Until I started having issues this past week and a half with drinking. And so right now I'm back to just the 64 ounces, but hopefully that has passed and now I can try to increase that up a little bit. I'm averaging around 70 grams of protein a day. So most days it's like 65 to 80, but usually, something just in between that. My calories are around 600 calories a day. I was getting all the way up to 700 calories, but because I've been having trouble drinking a little bit and I've had to wait longer, I haven't had time to get in all the food that I need to get up to 700 calories again. So now I'm like back down to 600. My goal, I'm busy trying to increase my calories. I know a lot of people are trying to keep their calories low. I have seen the proof. The more I increase my calories, the more weight that I am losing. And I feel better. And so my goal is to up my calories. I mentioned that to my surgeon. He didn't seem to have any comment on it whatsoever because I mentioned to him how I'm still hungry quite often. And I told him how the PA had told me to increase my calories and my protein. And so then the surgeon was like, oh, so how many calories, are you eating? And so I told him, and he was fine with that because he's fine with what my weight loss is so far. Maybe if my weight loss was lower, he might have said something. I don't know. Because he hasn't ever talked to me, about calories or carbs or anything like that. That's only the dietitian has mentioned that. So I don't know what my surgeon's personal views are on what I should be eating or how much I should be eating at this point. Okay, so I think that is it. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to report. I'm just, I don't know what this deal was with the drinking, but I hope that is done and over with. I've noticed that I have a few new subscribers, so I want to thank all of my new subscribers and, of course, my old subscribers for sticking in with me. And, stay tuned for some recipe videos coming up and a tag video that I keep promising, but it really is coming up. Bye.